Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation Homebrew news and much, much more. So, I've got a jammed packed episode for you today. So, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. For the PlayStation 5, there is this project, and it's just called PS5 RPC Client. And what this is that this is a PS5 Discord rich presence client. So think of it this way. If you have a jailbroken PlayStation 5 and you are on Discord, and maybe you've decided to play one of these awesome new games that we now have access to, then others that's on Discord would be able to see something like this when they hovered over your name, which would say things like playing a game. So I think this is pretty cool because you could see that they're even in ItemsFlow Game Manager. So look for a video from me showing exactly how to set this up. But if you want to go ahead and jump into it, there is just a few instructions that you've got to go through right here, such as creating a new application and doing a few other things. So the next thing on the list is Lappy released Iconmask 1.14, added 6 new masks and a complete UI redesign by him and a new favorite system. It says by default, only new masks are shown. Touch the square to show them all and add or remove the ones you want from the favorites with a triangle. So there is a illustration of that. So this is great because obviously this person provides a lot of great icon packs for us. So seeing both of them working together makes it just even better. The next thing is that PS5 Explorer 1.00 is out for the PS5, and it says that this is the first release, so don't expect all options to be turned on. You can use the same translation files from PS4 Explorer 2.0 from the PlayStation 4, but you will need etaHEN 1.4 or newer in order to get this to run. Now, I thought that this one would be worth us actually taking a look at on the PlayStation 5. So let's switch over to that now. So we'll go to Play Game here. Okay, so now we do have access to the root. Before, there was just a preview for Sandbox, but now we do have the full access to the root, and obviously that's because of etaHEN, which grants it that permission. Now, once we're in it, we can obviously do things like go into the different folders. So I'm going to go down into the update folder. So this is where the updates on the PlayStation 5 are stored. If there was a file in here, well, you could obviously come in right here and delete it, versus doing something like using FTP, which is the way we normally had to manage our PS5 file system. Now, since I already am using etaHEN, I should not be able to write to this folder, but I'm going to press triangle and we'll go to new folder and we'll give that the default name. Haha, that's pretty cool. It says error access to the path is denied. And even if I tried to create a new file, it shouldn't allow that either. So yeah, it is the PlayStation Explorer that we are used to. Now, you can obviously come over here to your mount and then go to USB if you had something in that drive. But yeah, all of the options, typically like, creating a file or folder or copying and pasting, is all baked into this. Now you can still press the option button and you can do things like adjust the borders, change the temperature, and just get more general kind of help information, such as here is all of the buttons and here's what they will map to. So thank you, Lappy, for all of your great work on this. And then, of course, I needed to mention that ItemsFlow was updated to version 1.05. So there was a number of things that was fixed in here, from things that caused the game's first launch to take a while to fixing the copying, moving, deleting for certain apps with a folder depth of over 7. So this was Returnal. This was the game that caused quite a bit of problems at the beginning, added an option to scan for apps, added the ability for the app to delete a corrupted database, added a PS5 disk icon for PS5 games, and then fixed an issue that would cause stuttering when using themes, and then just a couple of other bug fixes there. Now, you can obviously go and download this from PKG Zone. I thought this would also be worth taking a quick look at over on the PS5. Okay, so upon the first boot up, the first feature is if you go into PS5 app, there is this option called Scan for Apps. So this will automatically scan for supported PS5 apps, and it has a max depth of 5. Now, this will include your mount USB folder, your /user, your /data folder, but instead of having to come in here, change the out path, launch it, do it for the second game, and then do all of this again for the third game, you can just take this option. So I'm going to go ahead and take that for my machine, and let's see what all that it finds. Okay, so it found 8 PS5 games. So let's see, we have Marvel, we have Alan Wake. Yep, that looks like that is all of my games. So now I can just press the yes button here, and it will say attempting to add PS5 apps. And as soon as this finishes, it looks like all were added successfully. So in order for me to go and check those out, I'm going to go back to my home menu here, and those apps, I believe, are already included. So there was the Guardians of the Galaxy, Sniper. So yeah, it looks like that is all of them. Now, the next feature is when you insert a disk into your PlayStation 5, that now if you navigate to where that game is, so there is my game, Curved Space, you can see that there is a little PS5 disk icon animation. And then, of course, if you are using this latest version of ItemsFlow 1.05, well, then obviously you need to use the very latest etaHEN, which was 1.4b, which came out last week. Now, this release was basically enabling a lot of these other apps that we were just talking about. So Lappy's PS4 Explorer app was one of those. Another one was the Discord RPC option, which was this one right here. And then added support for version 4.00 and 4.02. So the releases of this seem to keep coming out very frequently, so I would probably expect another one in the next week or two. Now, I saw that if you do want to get a little bit more out of your Dualsense controller, especially with using it with the PC, then there is this project here called PCXSense. And it says translates the inputs from the Dualsense into XInput, making it compatible with any PC game. Now, I absolutely love my PS5 Dualsense controller, and so I don't play as many PC games that need it or require it because I mainly play first-person shooter games. But after using this controller, I really wouldn't want to use anything else. So this is just another project that if you want to take a look at, there is already a bunch of different added support for it. And even there is this Nintendo Switch trigger. So it looks like you can use this with some of these different types of emulators like Dolphin and Uza. Anyway, just another very cool project. Then I wanted just to briefly mention that about a week ago, we saw this HackerOne report by AAPO, and it was for $50,000, and everybody pretty much lost their mind in the scene. Well, we come to find out that here today, the author of that had said that recently PlayStation closed a HackerOne bug bounty I submitted to their bug bounty program last year. This caused quite a stir in the PlayStation hacking community, as the report netted me a bounty of $50,000, given out for only the most critical console vulnerabilities. He says, there is a lot of speculation going around the report, but I'm planning on releasing more information at a later point. But that is where that is at right now. Obviously, for that amount of money, that's at the highest tier for HackerOne. But I don't believe that you should ever get your hopes up. And that's really the reason I don't report on HackerOne. So anyway, that is all that I will say on that. So the next thing that I wanted to mention was that PS4 version 11.50 beta 1 has been released. Now, you can obviously download this, but you can't actually run this on your PlayStation 4. You have to be invited into their program. And then I wanted to mention this other pretty cool little utility called PS5 Game Info. What it is that you basically open up your fake PS5 fake game and it will tell you information such as the content version, the title ID, as well as the SDK version. Now it's pulling all of this, information out of this param.json file. Releases here, and I'm going to download this executable. And now before I run it, I actually do know that this is a good, clean executable. I'm going to go to File here and then open Game Folder. And I'm just going to pick Returnal and then select folder. And there it goes. There is the information. So there is the title ID. There is the SDK version. So here is Dirt 5. Let's see. Okay, so this one again, it's showing it is a fake game. And then if we scroll down in here, you can see the rest. And then finally, the fake package for Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown is out. And it also includes this update. So make sure if you are looking out for that you do get this version 1.02. This is a great game, but there was a few things that they fine-tuned the balance. So that is going to do it for this one. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out.